Well, salutations, everybody. What's a crack-a-lackin'? Is it all going good, grand, and delicious with you today? I hope that the weekend is going good for you. I hope that it's all good, grand, and delicious in your neck of the woods. Nothing too exciting with me at the moment. Just keeping to my own devices. Trying to stay, you know, good, grand, and delicious as all ends up trying to be. And today, just, you know, trying to do something more cool, calm, and collective. So, I think we're going back to a game that both annoys the absolute bollocks off of me, but I love as well, able to calm down with and enjoy. It's not everyone's cup of tea, but it is mine. So we're coming back to the world of Football Manager 26 here and just seeing how it all ends up going. My friends, how is all treating you? Minnie, is the Craic treating you 90? Sapphire, is it all going good, grand, and delicious? How is life treating you? My friends, if you have never done so, please give the fabulous Minnie a follow as well. Absolute scholar, unbelievable streamer, always up for the crack, always up for the gish. Oh, you're muted too, because of course you bloody are. Why wouldn't you be? Can I get to it in time? Nope. Okay. So let's try that again.
To be fair,
good work this time.
That all the way back when I used to be very obsessed.
Better knowing that you were playing FM26. Hey, it's a Football Manager game at the end of the day. We're on season 4 of the season that we're currently doing. With what we're at there. One of the main reasons why we've kept with this save as long as we did, because this was the save that we started during the beta, and I was planning on doing a rags to riches save at some point in time, and depending on how the job situation lands down, might end up starting that consistently. But one of the main reasons why we've kept this one up is we managed to sign Irish international Evan Ferguson for absolutely piss cheap. And it kind of pushed me onto the mood that we would continue with it anyway and see how he ends up doing. Now, it just so happens that he's a bit, come on say, shite for us. But we'll do what we can with him and see how all ends up coming together. 20 appearances, 13 goals, 2 assists. Isn't a bad season, but to be fair, in terms of some of our other strikers with the way that we play, it is not a great season either. Like, if we look at Sheshko here, he's on 24, 14, and 4. Now, I know that isn't much of a difference, but you'd be surprised by the amount that it matters. Not too bad. How did you find yourself playing as a centre midfield? And what position were you? Would you have been more of a 6, an 8, or a 10? Considering some people like to consider CM to encompass all of those areas. Let us know, Sapphire. We're also going old school with the Ladre soundtrack as well, so we're going cool, calm, and collected there. So if you guys want to, you can end up doing that. Oh, okay, you meant Championship Manager. I thought you actually meant you played football as CM. That's an old school bloody pull right there, my friend. Senior Benakage, who just joined us, is a former player of Championship Manager. I didn't end up playing it back in the day, unfortunately. I started with Football Manager 18. That was the one that I ended up starting with, and I've enjoyed all of them up until this one. I think this one is a regression. I don't think it's as good as 24, but at the end of the day, I'm still playing it, so, you know, heaven be damned my stupid ass. So you know yourself, you just keep at it and see how it is. I'm looking forward to see what they do with 27, to see what improvements they end up doing. My friends, if you've never followed him as well, another individual that we end up knowing, Senior Benakage, an American streamer, does Football Manager, Action Tynaman, Dead or Alive, Beach Volleyball, and a smattering of other games. This is him doing Action Tynaman. Give him a follow if you can do.
So it
I'm going to time out Frosty Tools. It's going to annoy me for the whole day. Give me 1 second.
And then you just let it go. And you got to account for the win. So each each piece of wind is almost a full ring, right? So this is 3. So if I go 1, 2, 3, I'm right in the center. So for every one that this says, just adjust a ring.
Okay, good.
So like this is 4 meters
cool,
up.
Cool.
So I'm gonna
but yes, no. In general, 1, 2, I'm not too
3,
bad today.
4,
just keeping the Connie, being my usual self, trying to keep the mood
every
up.
Time.
You know yourself.
Every time.
It's all the same stuff as it ends up coming down. So we're just keeping ourselves Connie, keeping ourselves happy.
4.
I was in the game earlier on today, the gym, doing a bit of cardio stuff, which, is always fun. We have legs day tomorrow, so my ass won't be able to move, so that's something to look forward to as well. And being a United fan, we ended up getting a 5-0 win versus Rosenborg the other day. So, Mad, we're playing Football Manager 26, which is a simulation-based game of the football variety. You end up becoming a manager of a particular club. You look after, depending on how much you want to end up doing, you can micromanage the hell out of this. You can be as aloof as you want to. Some people do director of football moods where you just set up the tactics and let them sign all of your players. But you are, in theory, responsible for your players' happiness, responsible for your players' training, responsible for your staff's motivations and the whole lot. So you basically end up knuckling down and putting yourselves up to see how that goes. Fears, you want to change your game? You're playing tag, my dude, as it says. Arc Raiders, thank you. I sometimes don't like Twitch when it comes down to that. I had changed it and I didn't set it, so thank you so much for letting me know. Thank you, big man. There we go, I changed it, and again it didn't end up doing it, so... There we go, should be changed over now. Thank you so much, my friend. 27. 27 isn't released yet, dude, so it's actually 26. So that didn't do anything. I don't actually have the set game command set up. And when I did play, I was right back in defense, being 6 foot tall, and it helped. I mean, one of the best players in this game, even though he might be retired by now, is Denzel Dumfries. And legitimately, one of the reasons why he's so strong is if you look at all of his stats here, he's a monstrous fucking striker. He doesn't actually play a striker, but if you get him early enough, because he's 28 when you join the game, and relocate him to forward, he is a monstrous striker. Kylian Mbappe is still at Real Madrid. He hasn't left. 30 years of age. I think his average goal per season is up there. Like he's had 24 appearances, 17 goals, 17 assists. So like he's rocketing them in, or absolutely rocketing them in. But the GOAT is there. My friends, if you haven't, by the way, while we're giving them out, please give the fantastic Mad Egg a follow as well. Another scholar, another fantastic individual, always up for the fun, always up for the conversations. You know yourself.
Yes, Chloe's here as well. Let's
I
go.
hope that you've been doing grand in terms of the back and the whole lot, Egg.
Let's go, Chloe.
Let us know if you want to.
Right. I know I need to take some more of my medication.
Oh yeah, no, Mbappe won't be washed in this goddamn game for another 4 or 5 years, or he's like,
you know what other medication I'm on?
He's generational. Like, look at the bloody stat profile on this monster. Like, he's an absolute monster in this goddamn game. Now, there's a couple of people that have actually decades. Hey, who knows? Maybe he'll go into management. Maybe he'll go into management. He could be monstrous as a result of that too. That, or he'll just swoon the ladies until he can't swoon them no more. But yeah, no, in general, Mbappe, like, people in FM don't hit their peak in this game until 32. So they can still technically grow until they're 22. Or not 22, 32. But they do start getting digressions at this point. So if he's not playing consistently, if his form dies down, he will start to diminish. But, you know, you do what you can. Also, my friends, if you can send some love to House of Pirate 1971. At some point, I'm going to have to figure out from your house why it's 1971 at the end of your name. I have a guess, but I ain't so rude as to assume. But yeah, do there. The dictator always swoos. You know, funnily enough, he retired on this goddamn game, sadly. Normally he goes into management, but Ronaldo actually just out and didn't actually end up staying in the game at all this time, as did Messi, actually. Unfortunately, Messi just went, nah, I'm done, and retired and left. Sometimes they go, sometimes they don't. Sometimes they can become like Hugo Lloris, who ends up, like, you wait until later on, his stats become bonkers in the future. I have seen him, in terms of managerial skills, become the best manager in the goddamn game. So it'll be interesting to see if Hugo Lloris ends up getting any better. But, you know, it's nice that we end up having elements such as that we can end up doing. I should ask, Aura, how is your day treating you? Is it all going good, grand, and delicious? Are you doing anything yourself? Do you think you might keep more of an eye out on Real Madrid this coming season to see how Kylian Mbappe and their wondrous joys end up continuing on? Because, to be honest, it could be a bit of crack for you.
Where'd I put the wood? Where'd I put the wood?
I have the wood right here for you, big man, if you want me to give it to you.
Well, you shithole! Okay. Alright. I think we're not... This is so dumb! This is so dumb!
Wait, what ended up happening that was dumb? Oh, you died. That's why. I just wasn't paying too much attention. Anyways, so first game that we end up going into is a Soundell game. We're going up against Wolves, who are 17th in the league and have been on a massive losing streak as things end up coming down. Their main goalkeeper, Jose Sa, isn't available, so we're going to end up needing to put a tendency towards that. We have a team already set up for them. Be a bit weaker than what we'd normally end up going with, but still strong enough that we should end up getting a good victory out of them. Militao being one of our senior signings, who we ended up getting on a free transfer from Real Madrid at 30 years of age, still performing fairly strong in most of what he's doing there. Joan Godot, 21-year-old with mountains of potential who can end up improving. Matthias de Ligt, 29 on the back end there. Eventually we will end up having to end up getting rid of him. He's just being too much of a finicky ass for us. We ended up bringing him in January, so Andrea Marino, 18-year-old with immense potential, ends up coming in as well, and we're just playing him down that side there. We do have our alternatives, which is Saba Karabashi, who is our usual one, and a couple of others there. Did you custom make that for Swizzly Sticks, Connor? Or is that one that's actually on Blurp? Because that's interesting. That's very, very interesting. I haven't heard that before. I have no idea what it's in relation to, if it's an actual thing. But that sounds awesome. Maybe there is a candy. So yeah, there must be something that actually is Swizzly Sticks. Must be a candy or something like that. That's very, very interesting. That's cool. We have our 19-year-old here, Chris Gibson, who has another one of immense potential. We ended up getting him. He was one of our first youth signings. Then we have Angelo Stellar, Ama Diallo, Shahid Al-Wade, who is phenomenal in the midfield there. Victor Rushk and Evan Ferguson up front. And then we have a bench that, will cover us. So, how is your day treating you today as well, if you don't mind me asking, Connor? I hope that it is going good, grand, and delicious. I hope that everything you wish could end up happening has been going your way for you, my friend. We're just here relaxing, enjoying some Football Manager, and keeping it good, grand, and delicious, as you know yourself. For those of you that have never seen this game before, one of the reasons why they needed to do a big modification between Football Manager 24 and 26 was because they'd done edits to the match game engine. I am of the opinion that the edits they ended up doing weren't good enough to warrant a 1-year abscess from the game. But hey, at the end of the day, it is what ended up happening. And it puts them in a better foundation for when we continue on with the next section, what ends up coming down there. I fancy a baby G as it's the weekend. I mean, why not? Why not? It's the weekend. You might as well end up chillaxing, putting the legs up, enjoying the crack, and going on with that type of way. Nothing like, if you in Irish, a baby G could be connotated as a baby Guinness. So I'm not sure if that's what you're relaying to, Sapphire. But at the end of the day, either or, whatever your baby G is, may it be good, grand, and especially delicious. It has been a bit since I've had baby Guinnesses. I need to go out and end up getting them again. Nothing quite like coffee liqueur mixed on top with Bailey's Irish cream. Senior Duck, what's a crack-a-lackin'? Is it all going good, grand, and delicious? I hope that the crack is treating you 90. I hope you're not getting up to anything too exciting now on your weekend. Do you think the mighty Mayo beat the curse this coming weekend in the All-Ireland Gaelic final? And they finally end up getting the achievement that they have been hunting for since 1954, I think. My friends, if you can do, another fantastic streamer, part of the Nasu group, the Arctic Strawberry Fox. Give them a follow. Absolute scholar, fantastic individual. In general, I'm doing okay. Just here, chillaxing, playing something a bit more chill. Just, you know, where we'll do our modifications as we need to. Hopefully, we'll end up doing well because we're against a team that in the league that will wall up our ass if we give them any waypoints. So matches like this, even though we're playing a slightly weaker team, matter so much because Thomas Frank and Tottenham Hotspurs, yes, screw Spurs, are monsters so far and have only lost 2 games. We go ahead of them if we win here. As you can see, they are playing quite strong team. Axel Disasi, formerly of Chelsea. Jorgen Strand Larsen, fantastic player in his own right, and João Gomez, who I believe is after moving as well this summer for 40 million or something like that. Oh, God, I needed that. Thank you so much, Fox. Oh. But also, one of the players they have here, which is a funny situation, is they have Nathan Salmons. Nathan Salmon is one of my players, currently on loan with them, trying to get some improvements. He's actually not doing too bad. 18 appearances, 4 and 3. You know, you'd expect more off of him, but it's not the worst performances in the world. So we're going to go in now to the Molyneux and see how we end up doing. Thankfully, by saying that the media is giving you a lot of credit, it normally pipes up people and makes them excited for the games. In this case, it didn't, because of course it wouldn't. Why would it? So we're just going to go in and see how we end up doing. I do think in the olden games, they had a nicer look for the pre-interviews and stuff like that. You don't need to go to the level of what EA ends up doing with having your manager walk in and all of that stuff, because everyone makes their own manager. But I think they could do a wee bit more flour to the pre-match anvils and stuff like that. So we'll see what they do for 27. I am curious too, because I haven't been paying any attention to Sports Interactive as to if there's been any changes made within the team, because 26 sales-wise wasn't a bad game, but it also obviously wasn't a masterful success. It being down at 206 viewers now showcases how bad it is in comparison to 24. 24 at its high, like even 2 years in, was still up at around 2,000 people playing the game at any one time. So they have to have known they've dropped them down a good bit. This is our first game, Fox. In general, we're not doing too bad. We're in our 4th season here. We're the Champions League containers. We're the FA Cup champions at the moment, so we're competing to retain our gold there. So we're in an okay position. Spurs, unfortunately, are the reigning Premier League champions, which is why it is concerning that they're still running high and mighty. And we'll keep an eye here. Well, we won't actually see it. But like you can see, like they're still high and mighty. Nobody else is really around us. So we're just continuing with the fire that we have here and seeing how it all ends up going. But in general, we're enjoying ourselves. We're keeping at it and we're seeing how all ends up coming together. Are you playing anything yourself today, Fox? Have you been sprite farming on Fortnite like everyone else? I might end up getting back into it in the near future, but that's future Craic's problem. I'm not worried about it at the moment. Also, screw that. Change this to this. Just since I did change my mind. But yeah, no, I hope the day is treating everyone good. I hope nothing too interesting is happening. The Reef Guy, what's a crack-a-lackin'? Is it all going good, grand, and delicious with you, my friend? We're just here enjoying some Football Manager against Wolves, seeing how we end up doing. We've had a mixed start in the first 15 minutes of this competition. It's been a more competitive game than we would have liked to have seen, especially considering they're just after getting a piss-easy goal. But yes, Miss Sassy, my friend. What's a crack-a-lackin', my friends? If you've never given Miss Sassy a follow, please do. Absolutely fantastic streamer. Always up for the crack. Always up for a good, grand, and delicious experience. So, you know, give her some love if you can do, my friends. Well, thank you so much, Reef. It's a pleasure to have you in. It's a more calm one today. We're just enjoying things down now, going with Football Manager for the moment, seeing how it all ends up coming together, and you know yourself. I didn't see it muted, so is there just no sound in this clip, or was it muted?
What on earth is going on?
Yeah, there's just no sound in this clip. Okay, fair enough. But yes, it's nice to see that it's picking a brand new clip for you. Oh, there, you screamed there. You're very echoey. Had you a voice mod or something on during this, Sassy? Or is that just seeing GG picking it up wrong as you're being taken by what's that, Freddy Fazbear? I think it's Scarecrow? No, it's, Scream, something anyways. I don't remember the name of the character. It's from Final Fantasy, or not Final Fantasy, fucking hell. It's from, God, why am I forgetting Freddy? It's from the third game anyway. Springtrap, that's it. Springtrap, it's Springtrap. That's Springtrap. Gonna go. I hope you have a wonderful stream. Thank you so much, Arctic, and thank you so much for coming in and saying hello. Make sure your crack is 90. Shlong go full, my friend, and as always, Pogue Mahone. Have a fantastic time. Yes, up. We're on it now for a bit, just enjoying it, seeing how it goes. You know yourself. We'll see how the crack ends up going. If you want to too, by the way, Reef, tell us a little bit about yourself. I hope the crack is treating you all 90. Also, my friends, if you can do, he doesn't have any clips available at the moment, but he's doing reading streams and writing streams and elements such as that. If you can do, give Mariner's Writing a follow as well. Colloquially known as Up to our community, a gent and a scholar and deserves a bit of love for whenever he ends up going live. So give him some showcase when you can do it. God damn it, guys, you're playing shite today. Holy crap, Victor. Like, that's such an atrocious mistake. Okay, out for a goal kick. It just seems like we're not able to break them down at all. Soul Rooker for AEW on TEW Big Moves. Happy out. It's something anyways, I'll tell you that. Nice little goal for us there. I mean, that's defensive malfeasance by Wolves if this goes in. I think it is, yeah. Evan Ferguson with the assist, which is nice to end up seeing come in. So we're doing okay on that reflect. But we're still playing a bit too bad. Our passing accuracy, I'll see it after this because it's horrible to find out your stats right now. But our passing accuracy has to be astonishingly bad. And that was such a bad cross by Victor. Senior Chaos, what's a crack-a-lackin'? Is it all going good, grand, and delicious? My friends, if you haven't before, please give the phenomenal Chaos Ascends a follow. Absolute gent, absolute scholar, ends up doing interviews and elements such as that. Plays Repo, Dead or Alive, not Dead or Alive, Dead by Daylight, and elements such as that.
That might have been one of my
and has been doing some
Twitch,
DJ work as well. If you want to, Chaos. Because I don't know it off the top of my head, and I don't particularly want to search it up.
Little
you can
Johnny
post your
eating
DJ
candy?
Twitch into the chat
No,
there,
Papa.
and we'll give you a shout out for that one as well. About myself, I'm Reef, and I discover Craic through Digital Owen's stream Discord. Well, it's a pleasure to have you in, my friend. So would that mean now that you're a league supporter as well, or are you equally hit with that particular disease? Digital Owen and Lenny Loodle been trying to get me into that game a wee bit more. I just haven't had I have had the time, but I haven't had the inclination to join them the last wee while. Yeah, so my friends, I don't know if there's any clips on it, but this is also Chaos's account there, Mr. DJ. So give him some love there as he's trying to explode a bit more on that end. Holy crap, my scouts are finding some great non-league players. Happy out, my friend. By the way, on this game, we wait for the advertisements, try and let them come true so that people end up seeing everything that's going ahead. And then we're also going to have to make some changes as we're 2-1 down against Wolves in a game that we must win, which is typical. So we'll just work on that now and see how things end up going as we go down. I haven't yet, but I've been checking out funnel runners. DJs aren't allowed to make clips on Twitch. Yeah, I suppose that makes sense. Most of the stuff would be copyrighted, wouldn't it? Or is that just a DJ thing in particular that you're not allowed to do? It's very different rules. Interesting. Hey, I don't know them. I haven't checked them up, so that's fascinating to me, Chaos. I figured it had stuff to do with copyrights, but yeah. Fascinating to me that that's the case. And a bit daft, in a way. I understand the way copyright needs to be done, and especially consider technically you're making money off of it, but you're making money off of the advertisements, not off of the actual music itself. But there's always that concern with DJing, isn't there? I mean, so long as you're using it in fair use and you know your way around fair use conglomeration rules, I don't see what the worry is. Also, cheers to all of you and a cup of coffee. Sorry. The joys when you finally decide to bother your ass doing a stream, and then your nose decides now is the time when it's going to block up. I've been through recovery for League. I used to enjoy it, and I keep trying to enjoy it, but I keep trying to avoid it. Yep, that sounds like every disease or narcotic on the market, so I understand that completely, my friend. Just continue to work through it. You're in a better place now. You have friends around you, and everyone will try and help you end up, you know, getting through these difficult times. Militao, Awadi, Ferguson, not a chance. I mean, it would have had to have been one hell of a mistake by their goalkeeper for us to have scored there. And they're going to get a third goal now. Or that's going to be a red. Yeah. We're fucked. Absolutely fucked. Okay. So we're losing this game now because of that. That's insane. We can't go very defensive. We have to win. Yeah, and in a game where we need to win, it chooses violence as well, which is goddamn typical. So let's see how we end up doing. Second half now. So we're getting into things. We have to be aggressive here. We can't do anything about it. Channel your inner anime moment. Oh, trust me, we'll try. We always end up remembering this.
Shut up.
Don't you forget, you ain't one yet.
Also, by the way, just as a point, this game's been out for almost a year at this point, and they still haven't fixed this fucking bug. And I have been giving Sports Interactive some love for the fact that they haven't fixed this goddamn bug. It's been a year, people have pointed it out. Fix your fucking bug game. Sorry, I'm in a bit of a cranky mood today. I just don't like seeing easy crap, because that's something they can easily fix. That's them just being lazy. It's a graphical bug. It's literally just that they're too lazy to move the person off of the goddamn map. In general, Duck, we're fine. Kept going, you know yourself. Same shit, different day. You know? So we're just trying to stay motivated, trying to stay happy. Decided to sit down and play some FM, and then it immediately ends up FMing you to piss you off, because why the fuck not? Also, by the way, we have set pieces set up with a massive set piece manager coach, 12 fucking corners, and nothing of consequence coming from them. But hey, we still have another 20 minutes in terms of the in-game clock. Maybe we can end up getting something out of this. A draw is better than a loss. This has always been the case, and let's hope that we'll do even better than that and get an actual win. I mean, that helps. That helps quite convincingly when that happens. Ah, fuck off, game. Why? Why? Oh, yes, he's miles off. He's miles off. Fine. Absolutely miles off. My friends, if you can do as well, another fantastic friend of the chat, always up for the crack, always up for the conversation. Give DJ Yogi 23 a follow as well. Always up for the conversations, always up for the fun, always up for the crack. So give him some love if you can do as well, my friends.
Like, I can't stream anything now.
Oh my god.
I'm not going to.
That's knock one, bro.
That's nice, one.
Over here.
Me? Yeah. Yo, bro, what's up, bro? What's up?
Go pause. Uses it. Oh, wait, I should pause while we're waiting on the thing to go through. You know, intelligence dynamics crack, huh?
19 crown away.
Okay, let's continue on so people can have a look at this as they get their third goal. The cat loses it far too easily to Andre Gomez. Shoot! And Siemens ends up getting a save. Nice! Too little too bloody late, but hey. We just can't break them down. We're getting our chances, we're just not able to break them down, and now they're getting all of the highlights, so. What do you do in this case? What are you doing for your line? For fuck's sake! Oh, God damn it. Passing like that to drive your head up a goddamn wall. I don't like getting annoyed about crap like that, but like these are like daft mistakes in a situation where you need the bloody win. Like, stupid mistakes that, like, it's there that will tank us and make sure that we don't win the goddamn league. Go on, there's your third goal. Shocked. Shocked. We should be destroyed. Absolutely destroyed in this goddamn game. We're by far the worst team because our passing is shite, our accuracy is shite, our forwards are shite. We've a defender who is never playing another game in his goddamn life in Delict with us. And every single person is losing the ball as if they're fucking playing preschool football. Wonderful to see, isn't it? Let me know, by the way, because it's the first time in a while that I've gone live on Kick. Let me know if there's any issues, if the quality dips in any way, shape, or form, because I'd like to know if it seems any different than what it normally is. Just for myself more than anything else. Pass the ball up, Paz. Please, Ferguson. Please, Ferguson. Please, Ferguson. You almost missed that. In theory, we have 3 minutes left. We can win. It's bonkersly unlikely that it happens. But a counter-attacking play such as this is what you want to end up seeing. And it gives you a chance of getting a victory. A draw, obviously, is better than a loss. Still, with that being said, it means that we're no longer going to be on top of the league. We finally got back on top of the league after Spurs capitulated a bit, and now we're going down again. No, here it goes. Yep, there we go. 2-2. So, we only had 1 week on top. Now we're 1 point behind Spurs again, because of course we fucking are. Anyways, we were in a bad state before De Ligt decided to become bloody Edward Scissorhands and cut a player through his fucking arsehole. So, you know, Desmond Tutu has risen from his grave. I have no idea what that's a reference to. I wish I did, but I have no idea what that's a reference to. 2-2, fair enough. Oh, you just mean as 2-2, fair enough. You just mean the last name. I thought there was a joke that was in relation to. Also, yeah, we're just storming out of all of these bloody things. I can't be arsed talking to people. That can get you sacked. It hasn't happened to me, but storming out of interviews such as this can, in theory, get you sacked from the game. So for those of you that have never seen Football Manager, that wasn't a great display of what you can do. Oh, wait, what? Oh, no, Champions League. Yeah, that's different. But yeah, horrible result for us. I mean, it's January too. We have 113 million quid. We're going to look around and see if there's anything good that we can end up purchasing, bring to the club. To my knowledge at the moment, there really isn't that we have a chance of getting. That would benefit us anyway. Ooh, Al Hilal. Interesting. Get a proper left back, I suppose. Go and get Denzel Dumfries or bloody someone like him, but we don't have the money for that either. De Gea is finally retiring a Florentina 38. Al Hilal for Jadon Sancho. Mickey Van de Ven there. Anyway, we'll ignore that and just continue on. I suppose I should ask, how's everyone's day doing themselves? Has anyone done anything exciting for their Saturday? Or have anything planned for the actual weekend itself? I mean, nothing wrong with that, I suppose. If you have nothing good planned, just plan something tame. Wait, did Spurs? Okay. So for those of you that don't know what this ends up meaning, because I didn't notice it, Spurs lost again. So although we drew, Spurs lost. So capitulation came into play there. With the game in hand, we still have a chance of going top of the league. That's insanely annoying, because if we had won against Wolves in a game that we definitely should have won, we'd have clearance. But still, that's unbelievable. Gonna go see a bit of the Odyssey, then I'm teaching dancing classes today. Not too bad. What type of dancing, Chaos? If you don't mind me asking. Is it tango? Is it salsa? Is it general traditional dance? What type of stuff are you doing? Waking up and playing some video games. I mean, nothing wrong with that either. Is there any video game you're going for at the moment, Reef? As we see in the chat, like not obviously now, but as we've seen on streams in the past, I'm currently getting through Shin Megami Tensei 5 Vengeance Conquest of Creation route, and we'll get back to that at some point in time, see how it all ends up going, but that's for future Craic. On top of that too, IRL, like on the Steam Deck, I'm playing Young Souls, which I'm liking. I found a weapon that's busted, but I'm liking it, so we're going that way. He's going to be a 79er. Yes, he ended up signing a 2-year contract at $7 million a year, I think. Chaos, I think that's what it ended up stating. Salsa and bachata today. Not too bad. Nice. Is everyone bringing their own partners to that, or is that a situation of you mixing and matching and pairing people together based on what they need in order to, you know, become better, to improve upon themselves, their own style? How does that end up working? Divinity Original Sin 2, see what kind of bad choices I can make. I like the Divinity games, but and it's why I'm going to be interested when I play Baldur's Gate 3. My big problem when it comes down to those games is, and it's kind of my problem with D&D in general, is that you're always afraid you're going to meet a big bad, and as a result of which you're holding your big spells in case a badder element ends up coming down to you. Now, I know in those games you can literally just set up the camp and Bob's your uncle happy out, you have all your spells back. But like at the end of the day, it shouldn't take you 2 weeks to it shouldn't take you bloody 7 days to cross over one plane. Which in some of those games at the start of the game, you're almost wanting to save scum or bloody camp 4 times on the goddamn map, if you get what I mean. That, or I'm just too aggressive of a player. That could be equally true. Sorry, nose is really affecting me today. It'll be mixing and matching. A lot of times it's people who aren't too familiar and newer to the dance. Happy out! Hey, at least you're able to enjoy it. Have the crack there and see how it comes. Thank you so much, Duck, for coming over to the green app. For those of you that want to have a look at the green app, by the way, because it didn't save, because why the fuck would a copy and paste work? For those of you that want to go to the green app, that's me there on the green app. Oh yeah, it's all about enjoying. How you liking multi-streaming? I don't mind it. I never have a problem with it. Thankfully, I have Caster Lab set up here as a window in my OBS, so I'm able to see the whole lot of it. At some point in time, I need to set up a multi-chat widget so that chats from other streams are viewable to everyone so that they know what I'm talking about. But thankfully enough, I have a machine that's strong enough to do it. The only problem has been that my internet isn't able to keep up with it. Now, today is a good day for internet, which is the reason why I decided to try Kick again. We're on YouTube as well, and we're doing a vertical stream and a horizontal stream on that. And I know that by mentioning both of them by names means that my algorithm is dead on all four instances of the goddamn application, but who gives a shit? I'm talking about it. You can do that with Luma streams too. Well, then I might end up nicking you at some point in time, Chaos, and getting you to show me how to do that. But that's future Craic situation. We'll worry about that then. For now, we're just going to enjoy what we're at there. I'll converse as I can, as I need, as it comes, and see that way. I love that Evan Ferguson won Best Player of the goddamn week when he missed so many chances and didn't actually end up doing anything. We scored none of our 13 attempts from outside of the penalty area. We allowed 49 into the final third, 8 shots on goal, conceded 2 from inside our penalty area, number of touches. So we had a very, very, very bad performance. Very bad performance. Like, these stat-wise here showcase a different tale of the story. It was an equal concession. But at the end of the day, we were just performing bad anyway. 20 fouls, 3 yellow cards, 1 red card, distance covered 126, average rating 7.1, crosses completed 28%, passes completed 88%. So we weren't too bad, but like this corners is atrocious. The attacks versus the opposition side, atrocious. So, like, it was a bad performance. Bad performance. Cherma Andres. Ooh. Crikey, this guy's stats. Wow. Not too bad, not too bad. Hey, that's the way to end up going with a duck. I'm glad to hear that it's sound on that side. I'm not too worried on the kick side. Kick gives me big red notices when things are completely and utterly wrong. YouTube just doesn't bother its ass to tell you. You have to be consistently hovering over the stream health and analytics point to let you know about it. And Twitch is the buggiest piece of shit in the goddamn world in that it'll tell you that things are fucking horrible when nothing is going wrong, and it'll tell you everything is fine when everything's going to shit. So, you know. On Kick it is, yeah. On Kick it is. On YouTube it isn't. On YouTube I don't think you can hear the music on YouTube. Yeah, on YouTube you can't, because it's just saved directly as a video. It's not saved as a VOD. Like, if I was to record this and upload it afterwards, which is what I probably should do, then YouTube, because YouTube is just me talking, so I feel sorry to any poor bastard listening to me, which is why I have the height of respect for bros. And that poor prick having to listen to my goddamn draining voice on his own with nothing to water it out. Levels. I don't know what you. What do you mean by levels? I don't actually use Kick too much, so I don't actually know what it means by levels. Oh, as in you level up in the chat. I don't actually think that's a Kick thing. I think that's a Stream Elements thing. But it could be a Kick thing. It could be a Kick thing. I'm not sure. Anyways, I actually need to decide what I'm going to do here, because I don't think we need someone in that position. But with that being said, yeah, because it's saying Nathan Zakats is better, Angelo Stellar is better. We have Abdu Boudiadi, so we don't need that as well. I think we're probably going to let you have him enter, even though he's a very good player, and we have the money that we could get him, because we don't need that position filled up. We have a lot of youth, and we'll see what ends up happening with it. Feel free, by the way, guys, if you want to use the song requests or to talk about anything you want to. I'm up for the conversations, my friends. You know, always up for the gish, always up for the crack, always up for the conversations. How much did we sell him for? 15 million, yeah. We got a bad deal on him on this season, but hey, something is better than nothing. Luca. Interesting. So they're after signing another youth there. Southampton. I wonder, I've been finding it hard when playing this game IRL to actually find good youths. And to run a successful youth intake, because my last 4 youth intakes on a personal save that I've been doing at the moment have been catastrophically shite. And I just don't know what I'm meant to do, because it says that I have immaculate youth facilities. It says that they're one of the best in the world. So with that being said, I don't know what more you can end up doing to actually get it to, you know, work for you, which is interesting. Ooh, Charlie Hardley's doing unbelievable, isn't he? And then we have a couple of players here we need to keep an eye on. Bam. Oxford. Wow, Bam. You have fallen down, my man. In FM24, Elias Bam had the potential to be an astonishingly good right back and left back. Astonishingly good. I don't know what has happened to his development in this game. Like, it seems that obviously he's just been sent out on loan like a guinea pig. But, like, it just hasn't improved him at all. It's astonishing. I'll say yes to you and no to you, because I'm not dealing with... If you're not going to give me an offer that's actually worth it, then just piss off. We're not going to say yes. It's like, I'm not giving you him with no wages. I need to have a reason for him to end up joining you, so that he at least it gives you perspective as to why he'll play. At least I find that way. You should do anyway, House. Chaos is unbelievable. He's a fantastic streamer. He has a interview coming up with Tizoy. Tizoy is your next interview, isn't it, Chaos? Or am I incorrect on that one? I think it's Tizoy on Monday. Either way, his interviews with Die Hard and Tara Shark were unbelievable. He's only had one bad interview, and that bad interview was with me. So, you know, he's improving. So we'll see how it ends up going as time continues on. You know, if one out of 8 is bad, then you end up seeing how it goes. I think you're on number 9, isn't it? This is your 9th one, right, Chaos? You've been doing it for 9 weeks now? Or am I wrong there as well? No, it's not a good enough deal. I believe it's 9 or 10. Well, happy out. I mean, you've been enjoying it anyway, big man. That's the way to end up going about it. It's been coming across phenomenally well. The approach that you've been doing is unbelievable. I like the new graphics you have for it and the whole lot as well, so that's beautiful. So, you know, that's exactly how you want it to be, so beautiful that it's working out for you, big man. A nicer man couldn't get such a reprieve. Okay, so... we go with Lenny Yoro, and we're going to go youth-wise simply because we're pretty much already qualified. And although we're going up against Barcelona, I think we have a fairly good chance of getting a result out of this. So I think we go with this. We go Alex Jimenez, Militao, and Heaven on the bench. Kwambala, Godot, Zambrani, and Sarakabashi. Edison there because we don't have any of our youths with us anymore. Gibson, this is where we will go strong. Gibson will replace with Budadadi. Stellar will give some time. Ahmad will replace with Mbuemu. Adewadi will replace with Ahmad and then immediately replace with Bruno. Victor will replace with no one. And Ferguson will replace with Shesko. And we'll go with that and see how it goes. Aura Master Craic, Tio Smalls, Mystical Fern, Risen, J Customs, Die Hard, Terror Shark, Tizzo. So this will be 9. Happy out, big man. Happy out. Next week after Tiz will be Vibes W Kesh. Nice. I don't think I've had the honor of catching a Vibe stream just yet. So I'll have to keep an eye out for that one. See what it's like. Should be a good bit of crack either way. So we'll see what ends up happening with it. What do you mean? Why the fuck are they... Oh, game. There's certain parts of this game that I swear it does, especially just to piss me off. She's a fun streamer. I met her on the Pizza Party community night. Happy out, my man. I have to join the next one of them if it ends up suiting the time-wise. I've been to one of them. Didn't do particularly good in the Jackbox games, but hey, they're always fun. I'd say they'll probably end up doing Mecca for that, will they? Giggling that... What? I'm deaf. Giggling that person are searching for me. Oh, okay. God, I thought that was in relation. I thought that was in relation to the previous comments. That tweaked me a bit. Interesting, Senior Chaos. I mean, why? You're awesome. I'm surprised more people aren't searching for you, Senior. Like, genuinely, you're one of the greats. You're fantastic at it. You have a good personality. You're always up for the conversations and the crack. You know, you'll be a partner sooner rather than later, my friend. Just need to keep out the grind, I suppose. Okay, so what have they gone for? So they have their 19-year-old, Paul Burge. There. We haven't a proper scout on him, so we don't know how good he is, but he looks okay. By the way, we'll wait for the advertisements, and I'm still going to talk while we're going through them. Lamine Yamal is back in. Less said there, the better. He's one of the best players in the goddamn world. And then Fernan Torres as well, who's interesting. I will say... who was he was with? There was an image there recently on holidays of Fernan Torres with another lad, and the two of them were awfully close to each other. Like, up on top of each other, and the whole lot. One of the other lads was kissing him on the neck. So, if he is in a relationship with one of his players, I'm happy out to him. It's a pleasure to end up seeing. But I don't know myself. Don't know why my game saves so slow. Has same setup as the prior one, which is quicker. It just doesn't like you, Senior Duck. It's just fed up of you. Fed up of you and your horseshit. Has to be that situation. Just fed up of you and your horseshit. Dude, thanks. Thank you, honestly. I'm just a random guy from Iowa and just blessed to meet a lot of peeps. Iowa! Oh, so you're from the same spot as Seth frickin' Rollins. You get to enjoy the crack of that one. Do you know any famous Ionians? Isn't that the name that they end up giving the people from Iowa? Ionians? I know it's a bullshit name anyway, though. They didn't actually end up standing properly with the way that Iona is. Iona, because I know we're Schligachens, which is a, wonderful fucking situation. For those of you that want to translate that yourself. I ain't doing it for you. Corn and soybeans, nothing else. Well, to be fair, depending on if that's a euphemism, it's not bad that you're one of the main areas that props up an entire billion-dollar industry, I'll assume that's what you mean, Senior Chaos, that you're just the central hub of a particular industry and are the people that end up, without being too phallic, raise it up from the ashes. Don't be asking such a personal question, Senior Duck. Even if he does, we don't judge. Well, not to his face. We do it behind his back. If you're asking me, do I watch the League of Ireland? No, very rarely. I keep an eye on my team every now and again just to see how Eustace is doing managing them. But in general, no, I don't bother. I don't like the Irish League. I don't think the quality is up there. I think the quality of the Irish League is absolutely shite, if I'm honest. And I think that the FAI are refusing to do anything to improve it, which of course they are. It's the FAI. Why the hell would the Football Association of Ireland actually take their finger out of their goddamn ass and do something of quality? Yeah, Iowans, and I think probably the most well-known would be John Wayne and the future birthplace of James T. Kirk. Really? They chose Iowa as James Kirk's home. I didn't actually know that. That's fascinating. I didn't actually know that's what they had done for James T. Kirk. Bear with this 1 second. I mean, we're not going to make it in time, but hey. Happy out. Trying not to say much. Don't want to semi-dox you. Oh, say whatever the fuck you want to, Duck. I couldn't give a rat's ass. Genuinely speaking, if someone wants to hunt me down and finish me off, then happy out. You're going to end up having a fat bastard. There's nothing there for you in order to take. So say whatever the fuck you want. Okay, let's see how we do in this match now versus Barcelona. We'll probably play like prime Barcelona as well, which would be absolutely hilarious after coming off of a horrific display versus Wolves. In Old Trafford as well, so we'll see what ends up happening here. Barcelona, very strong team. So for the most part, we have control of the midfield, which is interesting. We're not able to break them down as things are looking at the moment, but we're only 5 minutes in. John Garcia. I will say, I'm kind of surprised that they didn't go for someone like Diego Costa after Ter Stegen was put out on his goddamn ears for Barcelona. But it's working for them, so we'll see. Hansi Flick seems to know what he's at. Quampuala. Sesko should have done better there. You make me fatter, Senior Chaos. I don't actually think we have a DoorDash. Well, we have Just Eat. And I think Uber Eats is over here. But I don't actually think we have DoorDash here in Ireland. I could be wrong on that, but I don't actually think that app is set up here in Ireland. I know for a long time Uber wasn't set up here because there was a big distinction between Uber and taxis in that legally you weren't allowed to set up Uber without having a taxi license because of the way that taxis are registered in Ireland. You have to get a taxi license in Ireland to be a taxi, and it costs the guts of 35,000 quid to get the bloody prick of a thing. So taxis were going nuts about the fact that we have this site here that means people can circumvent having to get the taxi license and continue on their own way. Good goal by Ilya Zambrani, by the way. I do love that we gave Benjamin Šeško a go up front and he decides to have a torrid display. I will leprechaun gold you so hard. Oh, God. You'll hornswoggle me. I mean, if they allow you to, if the place that you're ended up going for allows you to end up ordering directly and they'll end up doing the delivery out to you, then that's the way to end up going about it. By the way, we're fucking destroying Barcelona and we couldn't have done this versus Wolves. I mean, it's hilarious. I know this is a much, well, it's not much, but it's a good bit stronger of a team than the one that faced off against Wolves. But, like, at the same point in time, like... like, seriously. Now, I know Barcelona are just having a bad day at the office as well, so, you know, we have to be fair. But, like, holy crap. I mean, we are the defending champions of the Champions League, so it makes sense for us to come in here with spitfire and gumption. But it is hilarious that we perform absolutely shite in that first game. You know, the wonderful thing about where I am in the location of Ireland that I'm from is because I'm a country bumpkin. If I wanted to order food from a fast food spot and not drive to the actual fast food spot, the cheapest price that I can end up getting delivery to me is £8. And now, to be fair, it probably would cost me £8 in aluminum, in the aluminum that we're using in the fucking, not aluminum. I was trying to sound fancy in the diesel that I'd end up using in the fucking car to get there. So it's probably worth it in the grand scheme of things. But, you know, still funny that it is up at that charge. I love this song. This is my favorite song of this goddamn playlist. This particular remix of Leaves from the Vine, 4 Lu 10, is my favorite song from this playlist, Chaos. If you watched the live action Avatar The Last Airbender, because they've gotten to the 4 Lu 10 scene and how they did it, and I have the height of respect for the Avatar team as a result of this. How they did it was they made the actor of Iroh not sing and just play the full rendition, the full 1 minute 50-second rendition of Leaves of the Vine. Honestly, like, for the live action way, for that actor, for the whole scene of the whole lot of it is from the original Leaves of the Vine. I love the way that they did it. Honestly, that's scene enough. That scene alone is almost enough to give the show a chance. Like, it's not better than the original. It's not. Don't get me wrong. Nothing will beat the original. It's not better than the original. But you can see the respect that they ended up putting into it. And it's kind of the way I look at live action One Piece. If you're going to watch the live action version of it, and some people just can't connect with cartoons. Connor, you have to send these over to Swizzle Sticks, the actual streamer Swizzle Sticks, if you haven't, because he has to start adding them up onto his own. Unbelievable. After the terribleness of the live action like 5 years ago, I didn't want to get into it. Are you on about the movie, Chaos? Like the M. Night Shyamalan movie? That movie's almost 10 years old. Let me check it. The Last Airbender, 2010. Yeah. 2010. That movie is 14 years old. Now,
let's be fair to M. Night Shyamalan, and it's the only time I'm going to say this. I'm genuinely tempted not to fucking talk. It's singing Happy Birthday! Unfortunate fuck. Happy birthday, random person of the 25th of July, 2026. Mine's the 9th of December, so you're off by 5 months. But who knows? Maybe in the future we'll come back over to and Doctor end up getting this when he does the random modifier then.
okay, that's enough of that. Oh, crikey. I mean, at least you got a good one, Duck. At least you got a good one. Okay. So, what I was saying about M. Night Shyamalan is the unfortunate thing about the M. Night Shyamalan movie is he didn't want to go as far as the Southern Air Tribe when he was doing that movie. So he had intended on making 5 Avatar movies. Yeah. He had intended on making 5 Avatar movies that would go over the entirety of the Avatar situation. I think the original plan was for him to set up the Avatar and go to the blood-bending situation that happens in one of the villages. I don't remember the name of the village that happens in Avatar, The Last Airbender series, and go to there and have the bloodbender as the main person there, and then make his way down to the Southern Air Tribe, and the next movie would be the Southern Air Tribe. But I don't remember. I know there was an awful lot of behind-the-scenes crap that happened with that. Oh, yeah. But they were cheap. They were cheap about it as well with the VFX and the whole lot. But that's the big problem when it comes down to live action of these type of stuff. Because no matter what you do, you have the distinct problem with live action stuff like this that you can never make earthbending feel as powerful as it does in an animated show. Earthbending is by far the most strong version of bending in terms of the aesthetics that it does, because you can move literal mountains. And the only way you can do earthbending without monstrous amounts of CGI is bullets. You know, punching bullets or pieces of rock. And it ain't worth it. Years ago, Chaos. Years ago. Where you eviscerated the goddamn thing. And it deserves the evisceration. I mean, here's an interesting one. I don't know which is worse. It or Dragon Ball Legends. I don't know which is worse. Is that what it's called? No, it's not Dragon Ball Legends. Dragon Ball Evolution. The movie that came out a year before it. I don't know which is worse. I feel very, very sorry for Justin Chadwick. Or Chadwin, or whatever the hell his name is, because he's a good actor, and even to this day, he's still apologizing for Goku. But yeah, the live action, it took 6 earthbenders to throw bowling balls, nice rock. Yeah, that's the problem with it. They made them seem piss weak. But then again, in saying that, I'll talk about it now, and I'm going to only mention very little bits about it, because the movie is, I don't think it's officially released yet, but the trailers are out. Movie release date. So the release date is the 25th of July. So the movie's out today. Okay? So the movie's out today. I watched the Avatar movie when it first got leaked. Okay? And I'm going to say very little about it because I want to give people some time to end up watching it if they want to watch it. My first problem with the Avatar movie is the voice acting crew that they chose for the entirety of Team Avatar is shite. Absolutely shite. I don't want to be mean to the voice actors. They don't fit the characters at all. Their dialect and the way they end up coming across don't sound right at all. The only one that sounds okay is Toph and Zuko. But they all don't have the energy. They all don't have what they were. So the voice acting is shite. And then, and it's all I'm going to say about the movie, I think in the same way as the live action there made earthbending look shite, the movie makes the Avatar look like a wimp. He makes him look like a wimp. Until the very, very end of the movie. And even at the very, very end of a movie, he still looks like a bit of a fucking wimp. So, to each their own. Just watch the movie and tell me what you think. I never watched Aragon, or Air Dragon as some people like to call it. I heard mixed things about it, so that makes sense. On my bucket list is the Guinness Factory and the Jameson Tour. They're fantastic tours, my friend. Like the history and the whole lot you end up getting out of it are good to end up doing. They're fantastic tours. I'd recommend anyone do them if I'm honest. They told and never showed. Seriously, so bad. Well, yeah. But that's a problem with modern Hollywood quite a bit, where they're telling and not showing. Like, the bigger problem when it comes down to that is, and writers have been on about it for a bit. Up would be able to talk a bit more about this as well. In the modern day, the attention span of the youths, if you believe them, are supposedly so short now that you can't have similar metaphors for people. So you have to tell, not show someone that it ended up happening, because if you show them, they won't know what you told them. Which I think is horseshit. I think it's people being lazy and trying to save money by saying that. Especially in a writing capacity. I genuinely don't think people attention spans are that bad. Maybe they are, but then that's an indictment on parents and teachers. But if that's the case, you have to do stuff to end up doing it, because you don't lose people's attention in bloody video games. And like, I guarantee you give them the 4-hour fucking cutscene of Metal Gear Solid 4, and they'll still bloody end up paying attention to everything that happens in it, because it's good and it's well choreographed and the whole lot of that. But yeah, no, I can understand why tell not show would be annoying. So what would be the last good movie anyone has ended up watching? Has anyone watched anything in the last wee while that, what the fuck game? What's the last good movie anyone ended up watching, if you want to let me know about it? Murderbot? Ooh, I didn't hear about this. What's that? It's a series. Interesting. Huh. American science fiction by Paul Ritz and Chris Ritz. It's based on All the Systems Red, the first book in the Murderbot series. The first season premiered on May 16, 2005 and received positive reviews. In July 2020, it was renewed for a second season. So we got confirmation that a second season is coming. Oh, it's Alexander Skarsgård. That's fucking cheating. That's fucking cheating. Chaos. Alexander Skarsgård is beautiful in everything that he's fucking in. That's like turning around and saying, I liked the production that had David Tennant in it. That's cheating. But I understand it. In the cinema was Endgame. Yeah, I really loved Endgame. And I'm liking the look of Doomsday. I know the plot has already been ruined on people, and we know what the first 11 minutes of the show, what the movie is. Spoilers, by the way, mute yourself in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay? One last warning. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We know that in the first 11 minutes of the Doomsday movie, that basically most of the X-Men, including Charles and Magneto, pass away, as does Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man. And people were pissed because why are you spending the first 11 minutes of a 2-hour, currently a 3-hour, 10-minute recorded movie that's being tried to be cut down to 2 hours 40? Why are you spending the first 11 minutes on people that are dying straight away? So we'll see what ends up happening with that. Anyways, spoiler alert is over. So yeah. You're not wrong. As a DJ, I have to mix out of songs so much faster now. I don't think you do, though. I don't think you do, Chaos. I think it's one of those situations of nowadays in terms of music. I think it's one of those situations of there's just a faster pace that people enjoy. And people just want to end up going down that way more than their attention span being short. It's the same thing as when it came down to the more centralized jazz, into the poppier, beatier disco. It wasn't because of attention spans. It was just the viewpoint of people's perspective that changed. You notice when someone does a good story, people will pick every aspect of the details. People will watch the same scene 40 times to try and find every detail. But a writer want to complain that people don't have. Yeah, but that's assholes like us. That's assholes on the internet that make money doing that, Reef. That's the thing about that one, too. So, like, you have to keep that one in mind as well. That there are a bunch of people that just want to watch the world burn and want to criticize absolutely everything that comes down. At the same point in time, I don't think there's anything wrong with being overly critical of shit. I told the story here about me going into a production of fucking Macbeth and me systematically for 3 hours destroying everything they did and giving critiques of it. So, you know, it's the way that it goes. So when I started DJing, the attention span for a song was 180 to 200 seconds. Now I play between a minute and a minute and a half. Yeah, unfortunately, Sapphire, I have bad allergies for some reason. I think it's TikTok, Instagram. Most people get bored a lot faster and they're used to making decisions faster. It could be that. I think it's also the fact that people now, and maybe you think I'm wrong on this one, I think it's also the fact that people now notice repetition quite an awful lot more. And if the repetition is considered filler or is considered placement holders, they just don't want to deal with it. In an awful lot of songs now, you'll hear the songs I have in the background, the beat is consistently moving around. They're the same beat over and over again, but slight little tweaks on them that ends up allowing them to sound differently, so they're never really repeating. An awful lot of modern songs, and even in DJ tracks, you're repeating the same track. That means that you need to go down there and then do a little hit onto the actual element of it. I think it's because of that. Now, maybe I'm completely wrong. Maybe you think I'm it's 100% better. Like that you're right in the whole lot. But that's my viewpoint on it. Who's the best Spider-Man? Garfield, Holland. Ooh, I loved this. Tobey Maguire was the better Spidey. Garfield was the better Peter. And Holland is the best of both. That is interesting that that's the way you put that, Chaos. Most people would say the opposite between Tobey and Garfield. That Tobey was the better Peter. Garfield was the better Spider-Man. And that Holland is doing well at both. For me, I think Tom Holland is the best Spider-Man. But at the same point in time, he's also not Spider-Man. He's Iron Spider. And there's a difference. I don't give a shit about him being Iron Spider. Spider-Man will conglomerate into all of them. We will see what ends up happening with Brand New Day, because I think you're going to end up seeing far more Spider-Man out of Spider-Man instead of being Iron Spider. That ends up coming down. So we'll see. Especially considering I think Sadie Sink's character is the Spider Queen, not Jean Grey. And if it's the Spider Queen, it'll make interesting situations to happen. I haven't seen any since The Amazing Spider-Man. Let's do this. Best Batman. Best Batman is Kevin Conroy. Garfield had the best quips, in my opinion, but that's down to writing. Indeed. It depends on the genre, but House definitely repeats a lot of those. Yeah, that's kind of what I meant, Chaos, if you got me. Christopher Reeves, Superman, Robert Pattinson, Batman. I think it's Henry Cavill myself. I think Henry Cavill is the perfect aesthetic look of Superman. I think he holds himself the greatest. I just don't think he was written well. That's not controversial. That's incredibly good take, Chaos, that Adam West being the best Batman. It's just a far more campier Batman. And the sad thing is, in modern day, Batman stories end up being darker. Like, they'd be daft. Absolutely daft. And I hope they don't do it, which is why I'm saying they'd be daft to do it. They'd be daft not to do the Absolute Universe Batman. Now, they'd be daft not to do it. With that being said, they have the Batman, so they don't need to. They can make the Batman into basically the absolute version of Batman, but I would do both. Honestly, I would do both. But with that being said, you're also going to end up diluting the shit out of your goddamn brand by doing that. Because the absolute Batman is unbelievable. If you haven't read that comic, read that comic. I really like seeing all three of them together. That was really well done. Michael Keaton for the live action because he made a better Bruce Wayne, and Batman not one or the other. That's true, Reef, but Bruce Wayne is by far the most in terms of movies, it's insanely hard to do Bruce Wayne in movies. Because Bruce Wayne is an insanely complex character, twisted behind his own visage. He hates being Bruce Wayne. He loves Gotham City. He wants to improve Gotham City up to the wazoo. He is corrupt beyond belief in Gotham in order to ensure Gotham is good, but is always playing the good guy. And everybody knows it. He's basically a good version of Carmine Falcone, and nobody ever goes into it. Best animated version of Spider-Man was the 90s version of The Amazing Spider-Man. I disagree. I think it's the superior it is called the Superior Spider-Man, isn't it? Give me a second. Nope. I have to search it up. Spectacular. I think it's the Spectacular Spider-Man, 2008's 3-season Spectacular Spider-Man. I fucking adore that series. Adore that series. Who was the weird guy who was arrested in Hawaii who played Flash? Ezra Miller. Ezra Miller. He also ended up playing Eustace. What was the name? I think they gave it Eustace Dumbledore in Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. The sad thing with Ezra Miller's an unbelievable actor, but an unbelievable actor who's screwed in the goddamn head. Yeah, I mean, fair enough. Fair enough, Chaos. I'm not saying that 90s Spider-Man is bad at all. Like, it done so many amazing stories and it was able to do crosses and parallels with the current Marvel stuff that was happening at the time. So that ended up helping things out amazingly. Like the fact that they literally done Battleworld in that goddamn series, the story that's happening after Doomsday. And him interacting with Storm from X-Men, the original X-Men animated series, and the whole lot was unbelievable. One of the things I do have to watch is I have to watch X-Men 98. I haven't gotten to it yet. The original Spider-Man PS1. That's the Spider-Man 2 game that's the best Spider-Man game. They did Secret Wars with Spider-Man in that too. They were super into the lore of the comics. Yeah, that's what I meant. That's what's happening. Secret Wars is what's happening after Doomsday. Secret Wars is Battleworld, by the way, Chaos. Whenever it's ended up mentioning. Because Secret Wars happens on Battleworld. Now, there's been 2 versions of Secret Wars. So, unfortunately, for the movie that we're probably getting the second version of Secret Wars. So, different to the one that you would have watched in that animated series. Now, with that being said, I actually think the second version of Secret Wars is better than the original version of Secret Wars. But, Okay. Anyway, advertisements are finished. Let's win this match versus Barcelona. And apologies about my sniffing and huffling with my nose. I'll try and get it fixed by next time I go live. I think DC screwed up their entire universe by not taking the cast of the Arrow, Flash, Legends TV show and using them in the universe that's already built on the big screen. There's 4 reasons why they weren't allowed to do that. Reef, there was 4 reasons why they weren't allowed to do that. We're going to big head mode just for this. 1, they were under TV contracts. To swap from a TV contract into a regular contract requires a contract conversion kit. Contract conversion kit requires an agent to come in and do it. The amount of money it costs to convert a TV contract into a movie contract is astronomical. It would have cost too much money. Second problem, all of them knew their state point and wanted way too much money. So they were screwed even before they ever tried it. Okay? Third reason was some of the characters in the representation they were done in the show, specifically Green Arrow, were done the way they were done because DC TV Studios didn't own the rights to showcase the characters not in movie format, and as a result of which, vice versa was true as well, and they had tenures and links to characters that couldn't be shown on the movies. So there's characters that are in their backstory that could never be mentioned. And 4, it actually the TV shows, as sad as this is, actually weren't successful. As daft as that sounds, they weren't actually successful. I was a bit disappointed that Marvel decided not to go into the full Skrull plot. They planned to, and the problem with that was Connor, I have to know where you're finding these. Genuinely. Unbelievable, my man. Also, by the way, I've been keeping count of it, Connor. I'm in big head mode anyway. You've managed to cross 500, so I actually have to do the push-ups for you. Yeah, it would have cost them way too much money to do it. It would have cost them way too much money to do it. Although I will say, one of the funny things that is meant to be happening too is supposedly, if you believe it, The Rock is meant to be showing up in Man of Tomorrow again as Black Adam, which I think would be hilarious. Thank you so much, Minnie, for the hydrate. I needed that there. And the crack is always nice. Stephen Amell is doing Baywatch. He is. Stephen Amell is in a weird situation in his career at the moment. He's kind of seen as a bit of a diva and not much of a box office pull because he hasn't actually had a quote-unquote box office success yet. He's kind of in the weird situation of a Zac Efron, who is considered at this point to be kind of lineage, but also doesn't really have any, pulling power. And as a result of which, he's kind of a niche pick. If you want to make the internet happy, you go with him. If you want to make your financiers happy, you don't. It wasn't really that he fired The Rock. It was more that The Rock wanted to take over the role of running the DCU, and as a result of which, Gunn was saying that he's recasting most roles. Like, some roles are staying the same. I wonder who got the last kill. And some roles are being converted, like Jason Momoa getting Lobo, and elements such as that. Anyways,
that's good.
Once the single clip that we get from Minnie is finished, we'll do
who got the last kill.
Goddamn push-ups for Connor. Can you smell what the crack is cooking? I think what you meant to ask, Chaos, was indeed the following. Your clip is taking bonkersly long, Minnie. Okay. Can you smell what the crack is cooking? Oh. Okay, am I viewable? I am not. Okay. Yep, there we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I know, it's the reason why we always swap over to it, Minnie. Anyways, that's enough of that. Thank you, Connor, for getting up to your 500 biddies. And now you're starting her again, big man. Why? I'm more fascinated by the fact that it's called Beanie's Polka Scare 2 than whatever the fuck a Beanie's Polka is. What is the Scare 2 about? on Beanie's Polka. That makes me think now there's a movie out there randomly that's just Beanie's Polka. And it's just a scary movie. But we're playing from the back now. These arseholes are probably going to score. Buddha Daddy to Rasmus. Oh my god. Oh my god. Look at this. They go to clean out Rook. Clean out Rook Lamel. The cat gets the ball. Passes it to Rook. And what a pass by Rook. Oh my god. Hey, fuck it. If you're able to... If there's talent alone in that, Connor, to be able to find them and to be able to enjoy the fact that you find them. And thank you so much for playing them. Genuinely, I appreciate it more than you know, my friend. Beanie Babies eating people. You know, if only... I'm surprised there isn't a movie that actually does that, Chaos. Has Beanie Babies eating people. Especially now with the era of cheap... horror movies being put out there. Like, did any of you watch the trailer since the last time I mentioned it of the Pinocchio? The cat! Oh, I love this boy. God. Wait, why did it called it Delict? That's hilarious. I have to say, because like the trailer for that movie looks unbelievable, and you should give it a gawk if you can do, my friends. So I have a confession. I have an ex-girlfriend from Ballinarich in County Down. The joys of that, my friend. The joys of being from Down. Poor woman. Anyway, fantastic victory for us in a match that didn't matter. Because you always win in the matches that don't matter. And they did actually get their goal too, because of course they did. Couldn't end up getting clean sheet, could we? Their second shot on target of the game. I have to be doing something wrong with the game that consistently happens, because like we're far too leaky. For a team that is so strong and stopping shots in the whole lot, we're very bloody leaky. And that's where I wish I understood the back end of this game a wee bit more. But they made it too complicated, so hey. Robert Inglis is the voice. The joys of that. Not even going to attempt it, my friend. Huh? Okay. Anyways, so that's good. That guarantees us qualification into the next round. Yeah, there. So we'll play a piss weak team in the next game. Versus them, anyway. England, the way that you play Freddy. I'm not sure what you meant by that, Sapphire, but sure. Okay. You're getting weird. You're getting weird, Connor. I mean, the sad thing about it is it's a really bouncy beat, too. So this is probably something Chaos could use into beats that he ends up using for his bloody DJing work. That's something you could end up doing, Chaos, is taking sound bites from your clips and using them in your DJing just to equate back to your actual, Twitch streaming aspect of your DJing as well as everything else. My friends, if you can do, phenomenal streamer as well, give a follow to the wonderful Sizz the Great. I don't need to give them too many expletives because they do it alone in their goddamn name because they're humble. They're a humble individual, aren't they, Sizz? You know, the most humble streamer alive, Sizz the Great. But give him a follow if you can do. Gent and the Scholar, fantastic streamer, always up for the crack, always up for the conversations.
On Discords with the other. Oh, that's
the person who played Freddy Krueger is the voice of Pinocchio. Oh my god, that's actually an awesome bit of news, Sapphire. I was not aware of that. I was not aware of that. That's going to make it so interesting. I may just do that. I'd love to add my backshots bleep to my DJ stream. Why not? Bloody hell, why not? If you can, do. I mean, there are weirder things you can end up doing, so why not do it? No need to thank me, Sizz. We're just sharing the love as we can. You know yourself. Peter Desancio. And now we're going into Bournemouth. Let's see. This is a very important game that we end up keeping ourselves up. We're not going to go anyways light. We're going to go strong against them. We can't take the risk with Spurs being where they are. I love how it's telling me about the female players of United, even though I have no interaction with them, you know? Okay, anyways, that reminds me a lot of the camp song of the school song of Crash to Insanity. I'm going to run away, my dude. Have a great stream. No bother. Chaos, thank you so much. It was a pleasure talking to you. Make sure you crack us 90, my friend. Schlongafol, and as always, Pogue Mahone. Have a fantastic time. Don't get up to too much mischief, my friend. Monies, thank you so much for the raid, my friend. What's a crack-a-lackin'? Is it all going good, grand, and delicious with you? I hope that life is going well. I hope that it's good, grand, and wonderful. Let us know how life is treating you, my friend.
Hey, mate, put that little.
What were you playing today, if you don't mind me asking? Because it didn't end up coming up when you done your raid, what it was that you were playing. So let us know. Might actually be time to get a left back. Let's go! You're making me think of the fucking, you're making me think of the, Pat McAfee song. What? Why, have I missed something with the two of you, or why stating that I need to time you out? Rafinha, Kvaratskhelia, Doku, Baracoli, João Pedro, Lucas, Garnacho. There's nobody worth going for, sadly. If we were, it would be Saeed El Mala, and even with that, we really don't need to. So we're going to leave it, and yeah, we've gotten rid of Rashford, but we mainly got rid of him because of the money that he was on. And we'll see what ends up happening now. Okay. Well, we'll do it. But I'm not changing the song. One, two, three, four, five. I believe you. I believe you're curious and you're not just on the horn. Many wouldn't, but I do. God, you're funny. Thanks, Sis. Okay, let's do it again. How are things, Magna? I hope life is treating you well, my friend. Hope the crack is treating you 90. My friends, if you haven't, give Magna Sword 2 a follow as well. And thank you so much for the round of applause, Senior Connor. You're an absolute gent and an absolute scholar for the biddies, my friend. What game is this? You're carrying around a Dragon Sword Awakening. You're carrying around a sheep.
Hello, small child. Here is your sheepy.
If not the thighs, then certainly the glutes. I mean, I'll accept it. I shan't turn around and say no. I'll tell you that, anyways. Oh, of course he's injured. Oh my God. Get an injury after selling one of our backup players that plays in the position that your man's getting injured for. 350 million quid for, or 350,000 quid a week for a backup player is too much, so we don't really have a choice on this one. But it's good to hear that you've been doing well, my friend. I hope the crack has been treating you 90. Have you gotten up to much today? Has anyone actually done anything at all today? One of the things I need to do too is I need to start actually adding stuff to the kick channel points and stuff like that. I just ended up getting Blurp set up, but there's no way to cross-pollinate Blurp without manually doing it one by one, and I've been a lazy bastard not doing it. So I need to end up doing that at some point in time there, but that's a, future kettle of fish. No, I literally woke up and here's that's that. Well, I'm glad that you ended up coming straight to me. I think that's the sign of your mind potentially going. The fact that you come straight to me. But I appreciate it all the same, my friend. Also hilarious that Rashford has just joined the club that we're about to face. And probably will end up scoring against us because it's just the way. So let's see what ends up happening, as his debut match is literally against us. So this is going to be very, very funny. But let's see what ends up happening as we go in to this game versus Bournemouth. They signed him for 40 million quid. I was happy to sell him. It's wages off our back. Do with a replacement, but everyone around is way too expensive. thank you so much for the polka. Again, Connor. Put myself up into happy modes there as I was just being called away for a second. Genuinely, you're a gent and a scholar, my friend. So, what were we talking about if we were talking about anything before I got rudely interrupted? Could try Car for Skelly, but that's not worth it, especially with the salary he's on. Could try Pedro, but that's not really worth it either. Suppose we can check and see if there's anyone at about 22. Nobody worth getting in, so... Nope, we'll just go with what we have for now. Also, by the way, it's funny how things end up changing as well, because supposedly the rumor was that at SummerSlam, the Trick Williams was going to end up facing Carmelo. Or Mello, Carmelo Hayes. And this week, Baron Corbin just attacked him and has taken the place instead. So, you know, it's just funny the way that things end up changing every now and again. I mean, you're never going to be a player for us, so if you accept that, then yeah. Yeah. Money! Thank you so much, my friend. You never were telling us when you ended up doing the raid. What was it that you were playing? If you don't mind me asking, my friend. I hope that it's all going good, grand, and delicious with you anyways. That the Craic is 90 and everything is being kept to heavens. I think we go with this. What's up, bro? Fortnite. It was good. It glitched on me. Did the raid come true? It did. It just didn't state what you were playing. It came true, and I appreciate it, my friend. Anytime anyone's able to end up sending some love my way, I always appreciate it. So thank you so much for sending your love my way, my friend. I don't think I deserve it, but it's a pleasure to end up having it. Okay, so we're going to go fairly strong on this one now. Ahmad is still injured, so we need to replace Ahmad with someone. And I think... No problem, Blow. That's what's up. And yeah, you're actually a real one. I'm just me. Nothing ever changes, big man. I'm not real. I'm not down. I'm nothing. I'm just me. So, you know, I'm just living my life and continuing on that way, my man. Why are you bleaching your eyes, Senior Duck? What's going on that's requiring you to do that? Okay, so this is the team we're going to go with. Edison, Militao, Yoro, Ilya Zambrani, Saba Karabayashi, Abdu Budiadi, Nathaniel Decat, Brian Impuemu, Bruno Fernandez, Victor Rushk, and Rasmus Hoyland up front. And let's see how it all ends up going. I mean, you acknowledge your people. I'm not going to send my community to anyone. Well, thank you so much, my friend. And thank you so much for doing so. Genuinely, I appreciate it more than you know. Just thinking about you choosing me is awesome. So thank you so, so much for that. Genuinely, I appreciate it. I appreciate you considering sending them off to me. Yeah, the joys of it. So we wait when the advertisements end up happening before we continue on. So we're just going to... What the hell? Okay. Huh. So it's gone out of my playlist now and is playing random crap. But this is actually a nice beat. But yeah, we'll just wait for the advertisements to finish and then we'll continue on. It was a bit too much of a suckle, wasn't it? Okay, anyway, advertisement has now finished, my friends, so we will continue onwards and upwards and see how it ends up going. Can we end up beating Bournemouth? Of course, now we start dropping frames. Of course, now is when we start dropping frames. Absolutely wonderful. I swear life is doing everything it can to piss me off. Anyways, that's my coffee done, so... Sorry if my energy's a bit off, guys. But I'm just sat here enjoying it and seeing how it ends up coming. Funny, there they are actually playing Rashford against us. I was wondering if they were going to bother. Number 23 up front there. He probably will end up being the pain in the arse for us, which is hilarious. So let's see how we end up doing now as we go in to see how we end up doing here versus Bournemouth. We need to get a win as we're away in Bournemouth now at the moment to keep the pressure up with Tottenham Hotspurs, who are just running away with the punches at the moment. At the moment, if we were to get a draw, we're on equal points with them. They face Brighton later on, so we need to make sure that it's all grand. And we see how it ends up coming together. But for now, we'll just focus and see how things end up coming together. So, Rashford coming through. Nord, my friends, what's a crack-a-lack, and is it all going good, grand, and delicious? What region of Germany are you coming from, if you don't mind me asking? We have the Bundesliga active in this save, but we're not currently there. We were looking at Stuttgart and some of their particular players and elements such as that in the last wee bit. But how has the crack been treating you, my friend? Let us know about yourself. Tell us about you. As we're 4 shots and 0 on target, so it's going to be one of those days. At least we're getting our shots in, but we're not accurate enough. Militao is having a very good game, which is nice. Rashford. Truffet. Sensai. Koopemans. Tobias. Here comes a goal. Semenyo. Here comes a goal. I mean, their first shot. It's their first fucking shot.
Off is a direction you can fuck.
I mean, seriously, game. It's their first fucking shot. That'd make you angry now when crap like that ends up happening. At least it was Everson that ended up scoring it and not bloody Rashford, but still. Bruno's having a shite performance. Saba's having a shite performance. Here comes their second goal. I mean, what a horrific fucking goal. Another bullshit goal. Second fucking attempt too. Nah, I'm done. I'm raiding out. I'll chat you later. I'm not in the mood for this shit. There, I'm sending you to Benny. I'm not even continue on. Fuck it, I don't care. I'll chat to you all later, guys. Have a good one. Don't get up to too much mischief. I'll chat to you all later. Have a good one.